voice. Simple. I use that simple. Alright, so welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I was going to say that, but I can't remember a while ago. I don't know why. Right? Alright, so for this video, we are going to talk about vaccination. Right? And then we are throwing like a politics. You know, just for little razzle dazzle sake. Because him is a political person. Are we are much of Damien? Please notice the color shirt that he's wearing. And he was very deliberate in wearing that color because he was already forewarned about what we were going to talk about. Right? So we are going to talk about vaccination. You just realized. Okay. We are going to talk about vaccination. And we are going to talk about a little politics. We are just throwing a little razzle dazzle here. And
welcome again to Curry Fences. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Right, yeah.
So today we're going to speak about vaccines with a little bit of politics. So you know, so Tony loves politics, and so I brought him on the show so that he can speak about his love for politics and of course, the whole issue of vaccine.
And yes, we are talking politics, and Damien was deliberate in choosing that specific color to present to you today. Alright, so note, you might be wondering why his face looks so familiar. Yeah, he was in a lot of my videos in the early parts, but he desert me because he's a family man now. And I don't think he had gotten the permission to make videos with me anymore. But now I'm actually call and beg it out, so he's here now with his wife's permission. So he can make the video, you see me? We actually went to school together, not because he look way older than me. He look like my papa or maybe my grandpapa, but we went to school together. I'm actually older than him. Yeah, little boy for me now. You're supposed to call me Sir Damien.
Luckily.
Like big man thing. Yeah, little boy.
Not by experience.
Your birthday just gone the other day. Yeah, little pick me, you know.
Come back.
Yeah, little pick me. But anyway,
not by experience. But move on to
yes,
that.
my beard a girl there. Talk up. But no, I'm taking already. Ladies, just chill. Only just chilling in the comment section, you see me? Just relax. But yeah, let's talk about vaccines. Alright, so as teachers, the government is saying that we should take the vaccine, right? Most Honorable Andrew Holness.
No, you stumble upon him here.
Come in and say what I'm not supposed to say. So that anyway, is why
so the most Honorable Andrew
Michael Holness, right?
OC Bro God.
If one says so, yeah. Jamaica's Prime Minister.
Or Prime Minister.
Jamaica's Prime Minister. But anyway, yeah.
Or Prime Minister.
So he's saying that he cannot mandate the vaccines for us, but a lot of persons in the general public are saying that he should mandate vaccines for teachers so that there can be a safer school environment. But him saying he can't mandate it. Alright, I can kick it off first. I have an issue with mandating vaccines. Right? I think for this one, person should have a choice. I know people come down and cuss me and say, but it's a pandemic and it's better for us if most of the persons are vaccinated so that we can get herd immunity. My issue, here's my issue. And these are not conspiracy theories. I now listen to the WhatsApp group. They must say if I'm turning a zombie and it make magnet attract you or 5G I go in your wait name your own Wi-Fi now. And you not have to play flow or digital.
You lose your
usefulness.
Yes, your usefulness.
Or women are going to be infertile now, if there's such a word. Yeah, I mean I believe in that. But my issue is with the mRNA, right? They said that can change your DNA.
Yeah.
But them said this specific vaccine will not alter your DNA. Right? That's why I have one issue. Second issue is that it cannot stop you from getting the virus, and it cannot stop you from spreading the virus. Even though a person say vaccines are not about preventing you, it just reduces blah blah rate. My issue is I can't get the virus same way, I can't spread the virus same way. Then me have a problem with that. You get what me I say? Now, one or two of the vaccines, I don't know which one specifically, but it is going to tell your immune system to create the antibodies,
that's
right?
mRNA.
Right. So if the virus enters into your body can fight it. Another issue I have with that is me want to see the information that tells me when my immune system is going to stop make the antibodies. Get what me I say? Yeah. That's where I have a challenge, because based on when me read and when me listen, as me I tell you, me don't follow conspiracy theories, because that's a foolishness. Me don't believe in a conspiracy theories, that's a fact. You see me? But me want to know when it's going to stop make the antibodies in my body. My next issue is that it's a trial vaccine, right? And it was approved for emergency purposes. And all the makers of the vaccine, them now accept no liability. So if you take this and you have an adverse reaction to it, the makers of the vaccine will not be held accountable. My thing is, if this thing work and it's so good and it blah 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 blah, why, God forbid, if I take it and something happens to me and you're making so much money off of this, guys? Remember say it's worldwide, you know, the people that buy it up. Why you will not be held accountable for at least, even if you say you're not gonna give me say 100 million, but at least say a little million if something happen, because we know with the AstraZeneca we have a small percentage of people who get blood clots, right? Yeah, those are my issues with it, with the vaccine.
As we say, I don't have a problem with it, but the number one thing is that some people just take it out of proportion, because COVID is not new, and vaccine is not new. But one of the sad things is that people just go up on the internet, too many voices that speak on one subject, so people get confused. If people like yourself would do them research, you realize that the AstraZeneca is made just like even the Cuban, where they use
the Cuban one named the Lombard or something like so.
Whatever one, but they use a dead form of the virus and make them vaccine. But you know that the Pfizer and the Moderna is made using the DNA. So if more people do that, or if even the minister come out and say, you know what, this is how these vaccines are made, or this is how these vaccines are made, probably people that feel more comfortable and say, alright, AstraZeneca is made just like any other vaccine. Right. But I think people are overreact because, as I said, too many voices. Because right now, if you go to the embassy, you find a nice little fat white woman. We can't say that, right? Yeah. You find a white woman and she like you and she send for you. And you go to the embassy. 99% of Jamaicans now say, what kind of vaccine you give me? You just take it and move on.
Yeah, because you have to get some other immunization when can get filed for. And people are saying, people now ask what is in there. Which is true. Another issue you just brought up a while ago is that the vaccine thing is shrouded in too much secrecy. They must say, yes, it will reduce the severity of the symptoms of COVID. You get what me I say? But I don't think the message of it's not going to stop you from catching COVID that now advertised, because them things say if you can't catch it same way, people not gonna want it. I think politicians are supposed to help people level with people. You get what I say? I remember on Twitter when the vaccine just come out and people are take it, and some persons were saying that may have side effects from this, people, because it's a weakened form of the virus with the AstraZeneca. So a lot of persons, them are gonna catch the fever, them are gonna have the shot of break, them are gonna feel like them are flu and all of that when they get the vaccine. People are saying, don't say that, because you're gonna make people afraid to get the vaccine and them something. With them looking something there, people become even more hesitant.
Almost frightened. People have children. When you vaccinate a child, they don't feel sick. So you not supposed to say, boy, one-on-one, we must feel a way too.
No, not them. You have to remember, this thing create the COVID-19 when it just come out. A lot of conspiracy theory. Remember, people believe that it was created in a lab, Remember, you know, and say, the people say Bill Gates.
But you see,
and people say Bill Gates created for control the population, for reduce the population and this and that. So this is not like ordinary times. We are not living in ordinary times. So if you sell the vaccine to people, especially our population in Jamaica, we're skeptical and kind of carefree and we're in business. Them have to take a different approach than what they are taking now. Level with people and say, look here, you can't catch COVID same way, you can't spread COVID same way. But if you take the vaccine, it now gonna make you as sick as before.
You think when we think with them should use the word vaccine, because people have in their minds a vaccine mean if you take it, you not get the disease.
Right.
You not get the virus.
Cause that mean with like polio, hepatitis, MMR and stuff.
That is a major problem. And the next thing when you bring up, which I agree with the makers, say them don't want a liability, because there is no other point in time that in a human history where we're so unhealthy.
Really, yeah.
And many of us have comorbidities where we
don't know. True.
Because one of the things I think if Tufton or Andrew come out and really show say a lot of Jamaicans are struggling with diabetes, hypertension, and if you have those chances and heart disease, and you know that COVID attack, all of those things.
Yep.
And knowing that if you get vaccinated, you can reduce the effect it has on your body. I think people would more say, okay, you look on the facts, 80% of Jamaicans have diabetes, and out of the 80%, 70% of them have diabetes, and I think more people are saying, alright, I probably need to take it.
Yeah.
Seeing that so many, even me and you probably will get older, I'm going to have diabetes. Sooner or later.
No, I don't have diabetes. I tell Lord every day I don't have diabetes.
Based on our diet,
I'm borderline hypertensive though, but not diabetes.
Based on our diet, even one eye cool have as much sugar we're supposed to consume for a day. And some people are drinking 3-4 eye cool for a day. So
true.
We're unhealthy. And when you look on it, even you will get fat.
Yeah, I'm put on 20 pounds of COVID.
But anyway.
Put on all of 20 pounds.
I would say the whole vaccine thing, it wasn't properly explained to Jamaicans. True. Tough, and we're kind of schizophrenic when it comes on to changes.
And then especially what is happening in some of the countries, fuels the conspiracy theories. Because some governments are mandating it, like in Canada, while we have some people in the Caribbean who are pay people to take it. Remember, I think it's Guyana, one of them, Antigua, right? I give people land in a Jamaica, or Minister of Finance, I give the age $10,000 to take it.
I don't believe they should pay
Fly green down a St. Elizabeth, I say one place I give a free pizza, or I give discount. So even though me know better, because I don't believe in a conspiracy theory, but because people are get things to take it, I mean, it gonna look suspicious if this thing is so good for you, but you have to be coerced into taking it or being forced into taking it. Look here, we are probably one of the most vaccinated countries in the world.
Yeah.
Because from we have baby, we have the mark on shoulder.
Which one?
I saw it there? Around there, so.
You see that? Right?
Yeah, so. We have the mark right there, so, because we get vaccination. When I was going to Michael too, I had to get about 3 other shots. Yeah. When I was going to Michael, we never questioned it because of that. But because of this thing, I'm telling you, ever read the book where say, Who Moved My Cheese?
No.
Right? Me, if you know that book there, I know the story. Me, I kind of the rat way. I want to stand one side and see now, because I'm not against the vaccines. That's my thing, because if you can look at my previous video, I'm going to try to link it here, so when me and my cousin talk about vaccines, right? I don't have a problem with it because we have been vaccinated over the years. My thing is, yes, because it can't stop me from catching it. And we can still spread it. Well, I know that's my issue, but if it becomes mandatory, which we think it will eventually become mandatory, we all have to go take it. You get to me and say, and if it becomes mandatory for travel, me love go off in Christmas time. So more than likely, me have to go take it
but
too.
That won't be the case. So all the
Jamaicans say,
yeah, Canada you need to be vaccinated.
I'm not Canada, so
so we go England the same, but it will come down to the point where I think if people really look on it, you have to be able to work with changes, because let's say, and we know people are going to say you can't compare that because of apple and oranges, but if Apple make the iPhone 24, people are gonna say want an iPhone. Them not gonna check to see how much radiation. Them just take it. When Grace make a new food, nobody not say how much sugar they in it. Them just me. But I'm saying, in everything in life, you have to have some adverse side effect. It may not be now, but it has to be later. And if you do your research and you just block out the noise, almost half of Jamaica is probably unhealthy based off our lifestyle. And if this vaccine is made similar to other vaccines, and you know that, and because Jamaica so we have no good, why not just take it and move on with your life?
No, for me personally, people are probably going to cuss me out for this, but me I stand and see, I want to see how it works in the people in body who take it first, and if they don't have no side effect and this and that. Mark you, I've known several persons who have taken the vaccine, right? Majority of them have had side effects with them. Either at them have fever, them sick for 2-3 days in a bed, can't move this, that till after them feel fine. Then there's a small minority who have taken it, them that have no side effect at all, probably just like a sensation in the area when they get injection. But life goes on and them have no problem. But yet still AstraZeneca, a small minority of people have some adverse side effects, you know. And two, I have heard of persons who have effects that continue after them take the vaccine. They might have effects that continue, and it just now get better.
Look at it this way: if you have cancer, the chemo side effects. If you take insulin, side effects. Almost most treatment to that.
But alright.
Hold on, you ever when you watch TV and you say Viagra and when they tell about the side effect, this may include death.
Yeah.
Sometimes I not even listen to it.
Man, take it same way. Man, which is true. But however, what about the doctors who have said that if you have a certain level of antibodies in your body already, you don't have to take the vaccine, because naturally, if you contract the virus, your body can fight it off.
Then again, how you know say you are gonna be that lucky one?
That is what them say. You'd have to do some tests, but as far as I know, the test is expensive, and they must say, and everybody can afford it. Me personally, me think me catch COVID already, That's me personally, because there was a time where a number of us in our family with the sick off for one period of time. Remember, I was ill for 1 week straight. But at the time, even though COVID did go around, me did think of the flu when I have because I'm growing. My cousin also, well, of them sick around there. Then me get sick, my mother get sick, my auntie get sick. But my auntie did like, she did have it like bad. Take she bad, but we have it just say a flu because at the time, there wasn't a lot of information out like now. Me did just a look for say, oh, if I have a high fever and your taste will go away, that me the thing. But me never have no fever, my taste never go away, but me be sick down in a bed, pain up, can't hardly move. Me do have a breathing problem too, but because me asthmatic and me have sinusitis, me did just think that coupled with the flu.
And all of that should have push and say, you know what, let me go get vaccinated.
No, all of that to tell me say me have the antibodies in my body already.
But then again, but then again,
so we can fight off a second
infection. Get reinfected, right?
Yes, they can. But that's a small minority of persons who get reinfected.
How do you know that you are not in the small minority?
No, me not the large majority.
Oh, you know that?
We're not going to get reinfected because we just feel like somebody full of antibodies. And two, I was thinking about the Johnson & Johnson because I'm afraid I need, so me I said the Johnson & Johnson. But then there are so many problems with Johnson & Johnson products overall.
Look on even powder. You know what? Them have a lawsuit in ovarian cancer.
Yes!
Right now people I say don't use talc powder anymore.
Well, I'm afraid of the Johnson & Johnson. So I said, boy, I wait for the Cuban one because in case the one you have the Cuban one now going to do nothing that me I say.
Funny enough, just for sure say humans are very trusting. So sometimes I wonder why we're so suspicious about vaccines. I have a student, they have a nice discussion and my man saying he's an Adventist. 10 early. Man saying they eat pork. He's a staunch, no pork man. So like everybody in the class I say you must eat pork. He said no, blood of Jesus. So I said okay. So I said it's alright. Show him the pictures. You ever eat gummy bears before? My man said yeah, I love gummy bears. I said cool. Gummy worms? Yeah, I love the green ones. So I said okay. You know
so
that?
I have to point out green specifically.
No, well, not that him say, but it's not political, but him say he love the green ones.
Alright.
So, we say, you know, say probably his pork make it. The gelatin probably made from pig. My man in a shock. Researched and see say true. Say nah eat no more. So
but
same thing.
Some already.
Yeah, some.
So might as well.
So you look for it. I think we can be trusting to the vaccine because half of the food we eat, we don't know the ingredients. We just name.
Well no, I always look for it. Even when I take pill, I always looking on, but I look what it is for.
Yeah,
because one doctor try to kill me off one time. But I don't like me know there's something them I know what they are and I just look. So if me that hurt me, I go to a doctor and then give me a pill for headache, I'm going to research it before I take it for safe for headache.
But before we run out, what do you think about Andrew Holness and his reaction to the COVID?
Andrew Holness, I think like Holness, yeah. Last night in the talk, right?
Yes, best Prime Minister.
I think last night he did the best he could last night based on the error that he made over the summer. Yeah, and that's why I hold him culpable because he should not have relaxed the measures knowing that the students, parents and most of the teachers are desperate for face-to-face learning, and that's why I put him head under the guillotine.
Some student parents.
Let me say some. Right? Desperate because me personally.
Online is the best thing for me.
That's true. No, me personally, I can't do no more online. I said it to my principal and I said, sir, my principal and my VP, I tell them, say, I'm not going to manage the online come September. I just cannot, my hands are failing. I just can't hold out no more. I'm tired of put it in the splint. I'm tired of putting it in the splint, so I'm going to take you out. Get to me and say my hands are failing. You see me? So this some whole Mr. Holness culpable. Because he should not have relaxed the measures, seeing that positivity rate down to 5% and 4%. Hold the curfew hours and hold the restrictions. You get to me and say and wait till September month 10 you relax little. Probably for Heroes weekend near about. You see me? But now we relax once you open up entertainment, the thing just go so zoom. Out of control like now.
For Jamaica become a first world country, we have to give up certain rights.
No, I don't believe in that. Not with the kind of government structure that we have. No, let me not say government structure because I don't think much wrong with the structure outside if we get rid of the crown. But I don't think much wrong with the structure because it works.
And the crown, I go save cartel. Don't get rid of it.
That's another discussion. But yeah, outside of that, but the persons who are in government, and this may have the challenge.
Because
they're not trustworthy, Damien. When you give them a them take a mind. If a man can,
we don't hold them accountable. That's the problem.
No, certain things you cannot hold them accountable because some of them are above the law. What them do?
Alright, looking at Haiti. How many riots happen in Jamaica?
That's a different story. Riots used to happen like in the 90s and probably early 2000s.
Only 2 riots.
You remember the gas riots?
That's a one. Apart from what happened in the 1930 and the gas riot, how many other riots,
There was something else I can remember.
That's the only. No, that's another one. The Black Road are the least, but in terms of rights for us, the common man, alright. If bread price raise, I would have made joke about it.
In Jamaica we have a 9-day wonder.
What I hate is that I always tell people, don't worry about razor pay. Because you can get $10,000 more upon your salary, but the cost of living is what the government. Yeah, and that is what we need to hold them accountable. So if we really elect them on certain premises and promises, we don't hold them accountable for it. Because if we were like in the Middle East, we would behead them. Be honest now.
Yeah, but the issue with that in the name is that the history of Jamaican politics is that Jamaican politics is very and continues to be very tribal. If it's my side that is in power, even when them do the foolishness,
which side is your side?
And so me have my 2 sides then for me.
Which political side is
it? So 2 of them here, right and left. God say if it's my side that is in power, when them do the foolishness, me excuse them. And when it's your side that is in power, you excuse them. We can see in social media that the persons who are aligned to JLP, them are gonna come out and them gonna defend Mr. Oldness to the T. And the persons who are far more golden, them are gonna come out and cuss every day. Get what me say? Right now, no, that is why in all democracies we need a viable and sensible opposition. Because if we had a united and sensible opposition, a lot of the atrocities that is being carried out by this present government, you see me, they would talk out against it and present proper solutions.
Hold on. You see, even if you have a proper opposition, I don't think Jamaicans are mature enough to work with that opposition.
Then that because of tribalism.
No, because we just... Alright, honestly, most Jamaicans give up. We just say, you know what, I just say it.
We just
leave.
Yeah, because of the history over the years.
We need, if you're, alright, look for even the PNP in opposition now. We have been under sufferation for prices that go up.
Right.
If they can build a suitable argument to say, you know what, people, the government need to balance and reduce the cost of living. If people would see them as a viable opposition, they would have worked with them, protest with them over the price of bread. But then
the opposition is in shambles. So I mean, nothing. I see a post something in the group where we say some, but I don't know the person. I don't know if that is real. So they might organize some protests.
Oh, some foolish that I will probably be a super spreader. But why
I
organize protests now? But anyway.
Yeah, that makes no sense and them know. And then the PSOJ president or the manufacturing association president, one of them say prices are gonna continue to increase until the end of the year. Which is, and I'm like, what? Last year the government gave some persons $10,000. And that's from last year until now. I think that was like in April or May they gave them and nothing since. And this government keeps saying that they don't have the money, but yet still they're finding money to do other things. What about the money that was put aside to purchase vaccines? Remember, Andrew said a couple billions they put aside.
Get some IMF money.
Right, for buy vaccines, you know, but almost all the vaccines that we've gotten are free.
Are donated.
So where is that money? You get to me, I say? I mean, the poor, they need to get something. They need to get something.
Well, but the thing is that if, as I said, Jamaicans with more in tune, but the BOJ normally intervene when the foreign exchange arrives. You notice that stop.
Yeah, I mean the US
BOJ is independent now. And
but,
being independent
with the US something, I don't know. I think them say it is good for some persons.
Yeah,
when it go up, but it causes price to increase and the poor are feeling. But you see, I've always had an issue with the JLP, you know. My issue with them is that I think them are too much for the rich. And I believe that the PNP is for the poor, because PNP also borrow money and I give poor people free things. But the JLP, I think a lot of the times rich benefit. And I think that's a fact. I mean, I go to a son and
you know,
that's a fact.
That is more dangerous because even with Trump's, people cuss Trump, but when they get the rich a tax break, chances are some of them will come back and say, you know what, we'll buy more machine, employ more people. But if you keep borrowing,
I think that work
poor,
in
all
Jamaica,
the money will turn over.
Because the rich are going to be richer, and a lot of them, you know, we have economic leakage. Because a lot of them, that money they don't spend back in our economy,
well,
it goes
for the ones who
overseas.
stay here, sometimes that leads to expansion, but again,
expansion in bank book.
We need to be more like Singapore. Because
but you know, so Singapore used the Jamaican model and become first world now.
But the thing is that the people were united by that prime.
Yeah, and I think a dictatorship them use.
Well, not only that, but when you look on it, the president was able to say, this is our dream, and that we are going to work.
Right.
In a Jamaica, education should be able to teach people where you are going, not only about reading, writing, and that. Who are you as a Jamaican? What we are trying to achieve as a people? We just work, get paid, live and dead.
Me just think that in order for Jamaica's problems to be fixed, first about two things. Either we're going to get rid of the current crop of politician and use some fresh people, or number two, we have a coalition for a number of years and fix the issues, and then we go back to being divisive.
And that is what I agree with. If Manly and Seaga were joined together, I think Jamaica would have boomed in the 90s and be like a Singapore now. But
Maybe.
the thing is that sometimes we're a bit too stupid, because many times politicians come in all and vote for me.
Yeah.
10 years from now, come back, vote for me, at the same pop down zinc them in the background, at the same catch up house, the same broke down road.
And let me add, as Damien bring up that, members of parliament, your primary duty is not to fix roads. You hear? And you should be ashamed to be advertising that as an achievement. Your primary duty is not to fix roads. Your primary duty is to represent the people in your constituency and being a legislator or lecher, whichever one is grammatically correct.
And be in the community.
And that are your primary role. Can be a legislature and put policies, put what them call it, laws in place that can benefit people. And that's the primary role.
When you have parliament meeting, how much of them can participate? Everybody head down like this.
Don't make a sense. Like, and them act like, no, me hate when time see things happen. My condolences. Oh, I feel so sad. And a time now for we do better as a country and we need to do this. And I'm saying, what the hell? You are a legislature in parliament. We are telling me condolences for when you can influence policy, even if you are not a part of the cabinet, whether you're on government or opposition. You can introduce a private member's motion.
Exactly.
And bring something to the light, whether you're a member of parliament or you're a senator. But some of them just sit down in there and collect money and they're not functioning. But because the mass is not educated, they don't know the primary function of these members of parliament, councillors, whatever. A lot of people, if you ask them, how Jamaica government run them, can't tell you.
Does that MP have a job description?
No, you know. And just say I'm going to give them job description and term limit to pay my all now. None of that can happen. And he's in his second term. They get to me and say, them are going to put it to we as the mass to make we decide if we want to get rid of the crown or not. Up to now. Because the Governor General,
we can't get rid of after.
The Governor General's salary at year time can do something better.
Yeah.
Because why we have the ceremonial person, and I think they should go with being an executive president. An executive president, and don't come with no ceremonial president, because it's going to be just like constitutional monarchy.
Well, yeah,
we have to go pay him just the same like the Governor General. So let's have an executive honestly, president.
I prefer the Republic style because I am voting for the person and policy rather than MP. Because suppose I don't like it, or even I don't like the party
I the
leader.
same way, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
But at first pass the post of electoral assistance, better we use proportional representation, where you say.
In terms of who be the Prime Minister, suppose I don't like that.
So now we'd have to use proportional representation, where vote directly for the party. And not the members of parliament, like we have first past the post now, and then the seats are allocated based on the percentage of the votes that each political party gets. Because of that happen a lot of time, you know, because people don't like their MP, you see me? But them like the person who's going to be for Prime Minister, because that happened to me in 2016. I didn't vote because I didn't like the candidate for member of parliament. Let me not say not like
he didn't like his policies. He didn't like his policies.
Right. I was in opposition to his way of doing things, so I did not vote. You get to me and say, even though I never have a problem with the party president at the time.
What was that?
But I'm soon tell you. But the candidate, my God, so I did not vote. So like them look at thing there. You get to me and say, you have a point.
But at the end of the day, education needs to start teaching that, because COVID does really show up a lot of things, you know. So we're not really prepared for work.
Yeah.
And with the life ahead, because I'm no me astray. But when we go to school, this adulting thing we weren't prepared for.
True.
And
schools need to teach us life skills instead of all of them bookwork and how much you can remember.
Many people when they come out there, you don't know about how house to buy. Because when you buy a house, people don't know how expensive it can be. And people don't know about scholarships,
managing your money,
how to invest. And COVID does give a lot of people a chance to think, because how can you earn an extra income? other than what you do?
How can you earn an extra income being a teacher?
Online. You can go online.
I'm sick. Anyway, thank you guys for coming to our TED Talk. And we hope to see you again. Hopefully next time Damien can get another permission slip. When I know I might go on, I want to see him again. Damien, you see you look very black against the background.
Alright, so please remember to like, share,
Damien, stop going back to my head bigger
and
than
subscribe.
you. Relax yourself.
In the comments, be honest, whose head is bigger?
Damien Anthony Smith.
You see it, all this a pull towards gravity.
No, you look at me take the vaccine. That's when I have the magnet.
But comment on whose head is bigger, even from afar, watch it.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
And hopefully we can speak about Vibes Cartel soon.
Yeah, come think he might win the appeal, you know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching.